historic championship win and add to his £100,000 prize money.
Thrilled now to say that joining us is the legendary former darts player Bobby George. Thanks for rejoining us, Bobby. Thanks for coming back. This guy Cross that Luke beat, how good is he? How good is Luke Littler?
Well, obviously, I know he's only a young boy, but he's been around a fair while, really, into the darts family, as we call it. He played youth, the WGF, he won most of the tournaments in there, and then he went to the PDC and he won the World Junior World Championship, and that gave him a chance to go into the men's, and he's played absolutely brilliant, unbelievable.
And now, if you were, a tennis player, let's say, or a 100-metre sprinter, and you had a big competition the next day, one would imagine you're there with your trainer, you're eating a very specific diet, you might be going through certain physical things to try and practice, whether it's just swing or your starting position. What does preparation the night before a big event look like for a darts player?
Well, it's not just on the night you play. That boy's played for hours and hours and hours and hours. So he's got the right throw, he's got the proper pressure, lets his arm release the dart correctly, and it's muscle memory. You can't just pick a set of darts and play really good darts straight away. You've got to train your body to have your muscle memory, and that's not easy. That's so when you actually play, all the hours you practice on the dartboard, and then you play, you've got to say to yourself, you've got to play like you're practicing. And that boy does. He looks like he's just practicing. He loves his dart, and he's a tremendous dart player. Yeah. What I like about him is counting, and all the shots he sets up for a shot out is remarkable for a young man like that.
Bobby, you were the future once. You can remember what it was like to be an exciting young prospect. When you were that age, I know you weren't quite there at the age of 16, but you were a brilliant prospect. Tell us about the pressure of what Luke is going through, because this is a very abnormal situation for a 16-year-old.
Well, obviously, the more you win, the more fear you get, because you're worried about losing. It's a funny thing. The pressure on a young dart player like him, or anyone that's going into a tournament, is your nervous system. You've got to be able to handle your nervous system, and you've got to handle the crowd, all the lights, the television, media. There's a lot more in just throwing a dart, and that boy is handling it quite well, really. I never thought he'd be that good over a long session, but when it was 3 sets, he played well. And then another 3 sets for another person played. Well, then it went to 4 sets, and he played even better. And when it 5 sets, he played 100 average. He's averaging 100 average every time he goes to the board. That's what, including the shots out, and that's remarkable darts for a young man like that.
Stay where you are, Bobby. Let's remind ourselves of Luke's statements after his remarkable victory in the quarterfinals.
Feeling confident ever since the Christine Kiss game when I hit the 106, and then started to die down, and then I've gone back to back ton plus averages. But I think it's more about the doubles. I could average 70, 80. It's just all about getting over that line, especially in the set play.
Cool as a cucumber, really betraying, his young age there, isn't he? Now, Bobby, what I read the other day, that is worldwide darts, this competition has become the second most watched sport internationally after the Premier League. I mean, you must have been kept really busy over the last few days talking about this. Is this potentially a huge pivotal moment in the world of darts when a talent like this sort of comes through the ranks and really inspires huge audiences?
Well, yeah, not only just the audiences, because the people think, God, he's only young, how does he do that? It's great for the game, really. I mean, the media, television goes all around the world. When I was with the BBC, done the same. So they're getting a lot of coverage, and it makes the game bigger and bigger. More countries play darts in this day than in my day. I mean, I don't know how many countries, about 50-odd countries play darts. So there's a lot of people out there that are good players. They've just got to come through. I thought the Chinese might have been more. They're coming better, because there's a lot of them, and the more people playing, the better you get, the more talent you
There's
get.
a lot of them, mate.
There's a lot of them. Even more Indians, actually, yeah.
It's about 1 billion of them, I think.
I'd like to sell a set of flights of mine to all the Chinese people. I'll be well happy.
Tell you what, Bobby, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Come back and see us soon. I'm sure we'll want you back
Well,
if
yes.
we continue
Come on,
remarkable
Luke.
progress. All the best, Bobby.
Yeah.